ass like. Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
Oh, look at me. I bet you can't do it like me. Can't see me when I get on the ground. Game on, it's about to go down. A juke and shake it all up. My moves make 'em run them up. I'm lit so you know what's up. I got the party going up. A champ with the crown is here. I'ma win anywhere. Hey, so shake it like you don't care. I shake it up everywhere. And I can bake cakes by the pound. Blow the whistle 'cause I love that sound. And we can just keep going round. I'm ready for another round. Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out.
Pan a camera to the middle of the dance floor. I think there's something going down. Shorty packing goods like a transport, and I ain't never seen something so round. How round? Round like a planet in orbit, round like a b-ball. 23 Jordan, dunking on default. Automatic forces attract me to females. I look this gorgeous. How did you even come in existence? Hey, or did you just appear all in an instance? You got me all driven, revving my pistons. I wonder if she like the stick shift. Hey, count it 4 and make a wish. I wish that shorty keep it lit. 'Cause if I shoot my shot, I won't miss. No backboard, gotta sound a light switch.
Go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work out, work out.
Say I done powered up, level at 10,000 and climbing. No, I've been bad it to them looking get back from around me. My what the deal is, really I just came here to gotta see this more gonna be a boy. Thank the good Lord, I'm gifted. Oh, overflowing with the sauce, I'm never holding back. I'm going.
Today, from Oklahoma City, it's week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Oklahoma City Nighthawks taking on the Houston Oilers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a good matchup in the AFC South between the Houston Oilers and the Oklahoma City Nighthawks. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready? 70 Lion. Come on. Tight left, tight left. 4 down, 4 down.
Herbert on 1st down now. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Can't get away, and he's taken down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. He didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 52 yards.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
12 yards there and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll run on 1st down. Hines. And some room to maneuver. The 20. And down inside the 10 at the 9. A huge play there for Houston. 46 yards on the ground. And you hear it all the time, but that's one of the dangers of the blitz. You get past that first wave, nobody else is there.
And when teams blitz, what they're trying to do is make you lose your poise, lose your timing and your tempo. But when you hold it together, you can really hurt them the other way.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Nyheim Hines. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Here we go.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week. 11 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times. And that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Herbert. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown. A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick, because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
31 yards. First down.
7-7, our score after 1.
Quarter. With the score tied 7-7.
Okay, break. 47, Mike. Mike, 47. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Right back to him for 10 more and a first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 more yards there and another first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Fuller brings it in over the middle and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Nyheim Hines, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. On the slant, this is Chark. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
53, Mike.
On the draw, this is Fournette. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Mike, 28.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. That's into the hands of Parkinson, the tight end. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Let's go heavy. Let's go heavy. Heavy what you got.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
Makes the score Oilers 14.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal, because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it got his man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill, and now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
We got 4.
The throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Mike. Cowboy 80. 53. Mike.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike.
Throwing again. Herbert. He'll get that complete to Parkinson. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches.
Mike, he's coming. Check in. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Out of the gun, Herbert. The open man is Shark. It's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Number 53, Mike 53. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Rocco 80. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic.
You ain't going nowhere.
53.
On first down, Justin Herbert. A pass underneath for Fournette. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. Let me spit this out. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Let go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain of 32 that time. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On 2nd down now, it's Hines. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 12 yards there and a first down.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking for the end zone. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
On 2nd down, it's Hines. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Hawk 70. All day, just like that. Just like that.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Mike 28. Mike 28.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them alive.
Check.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down.
53 is the mic.
Fournette running out of the gun. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
I have to admit to a little surprise here. Amid down in distance, I would have thought they were going to throw the football. Instead, they decided to run it. But give credit to the defense. They weren't fooled at all and held them to no gain.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
On play action, they'll throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's pretty nice to watch as he matched the route with the receiver and stayed right there, stuck to him like glue, almost hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder, helped force the incompletion.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 34.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
And nobody leaked. Big play. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Oh, yeah, good surge defensively. Sometimes you can just tell by the way a quarterback lines is.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Chris Carson, his second touchdown on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. No success on first down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Let them know, let them know.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Touchdown! DJ Chark, his 11th touchdown of the year. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. Man, one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He is hoping to find the end zone for a third time, and we sit now in the third quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
52 is the mic right here over there.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. So that's a decision that could loom pretty large here. They go for it on 4th down, but come up empty.
But I actually like the call, and the reason? It shows me a head coach has faith in his team overall. First, on the offensive side, thinking they can pick it up, but also knowing that he has faith in his defense that if they don't, they'll go out there and stop them. I like the confidence he showed.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Here we go. Here we go. Miking 18. 53, Mike. Hey, I'm coming after you. Check. 53's Mike. Check. 53.
To throw again. Herbert. And quick throw here. That's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Let's make these babies.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. That's to his running back, Leonard Fournette. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 11th touchdown of the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. And now out comes Houston. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels. Got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy? And what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
We got this.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Rolling to his right. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
Taken in the end zone, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The situation for him offensively as follows. Down on the scoreboard, and time, a huge factor. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a first down.
53, Mike. Here I come. Check.
Herbert now to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Going to throw right side here, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now Herbert. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. He'll look to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one a first down pickup of 8. Herbert. He'll check this one off to Fournette. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Now Herbert got to get into the line in a hurry. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Check, 53's Mike. Hey, defense, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
He's back to throw.
Let's get off the field.
Shark's got it, left side. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
A gain of 4. It's now
53 to Mike, 53. Check, 53.
Now it's Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Let's get sack lunch. Mike 28, I'm coming after you.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
Check, 53's Mike. Check.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1. It's tempting to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 25-yard.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sidelines?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, you're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them inbounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Mustang 19. Watch twist.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And they will play it safe here and bring this one out to the 25. The OKC offense ready to set up shop again. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Check in. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache. Mike 28. Hey, let's get this. Get this.
First throw in overtime for Herbert. That's into the hands of Parkinson, the tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
No gain on the play.
Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, 4th down this distance. You got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct, because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
Back. Go, Reed. Go.
They begin the drive with Hines. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
52. Rip right.
2nd and 9 now. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. This being their 2nd opportunity in overtime, 3rd overall drive. See if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll set up to throw. He'll buy some time right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And now the throw going to Fuller, and he's got it. And all the way down to the 12. A huge play there in overtime. 45 yards. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You've got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on fourth down.
Check, check, check. Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat.
They'll run for it with Hines. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special.